Hey friends, welcome back to the show. Today is part 2 of a 2-part episode where we're talking all about memberships, the idea of open enrollment, and if those things that are open enrollment, like a membership, actually need to be launched. If they do need to be launched, then how would you launch them and what is most important so that you can create urgency, deadlines, and scarcity and FOMO and just making people move. That's ultimately what we want, right? How do you get people to move when something is just always available? So in part 1, if you missed it, we talked all about the 3 different types of enrollment. So with open enrollment, we also have rolling enrollment, and then the third and final is our traditional open and closed enrollment. I gave you some lists of pros and cons over in that episode. I told you about my experience with all 3 of those. In fact, we use all 3 of those in our current business model today. We have all 3 of those running for different various programs, and we even give you a really simple PDF that you can download. If you missed the episode, go listen to it. If you want the download, I made it really easy for you. You can actually snag the download in the show notes here as well. So that download just walks you through, again, those 3 different types of enrollment and basically what they are, why you would use them, the pros and the cons. Super easy, totally free, snag that download. Now, what we're getting into today is the rest of the question, the meat and the potatoes of the question that the client had asked me, which was, I have a membership, it's always open, people can always join, very similar to like a brick and mortar. How do I launch it? Do I still have to launch it? Like, what do I do to launch it? Is it something that I just talk about every single day? And so today's episode, part 2 of this, is all about the how. Now, in my experience, this is what works best. This is what I've seen brick and mortars do. This is what I've had my clients do who have memberships. This is what I would do if I had a membership right now, which I don't. But of course, take everything I say with a grain of salt. My personal belief is that if and when you have something that's open enrollment, like a membership, you should absolutely be launching it. Now, there's so many different ways that you can launch it, and I don't think it's very effective for you to be talking about it every single day, all of the time, because it's exhausting. And I totally understand that you don't want to do that. And you want to build your business around your life, not your life in the pockets of your day between your business. So how do we do that? How do we effectively sell our product or our program or our offer all the time, every day, because that's ultimately our job, while still giving ourselves space to breathe? So here's what I would do. If I had a membership, or when I've worked with clients who've had memberships, once a year, when the membership is up for renewal, when it's its birthday, when it's the anniversary of when you started the membership, maybe it's your birthday, maybe it's just the end of the year. Gyms always use the end of the year for this. Brick and mortar gyms always do this. Number one, they usually raise the price every year, which I'm not telling you need to do that, but they just do, right? January 1st rolls around, all of a sudden your gym membership is $10 more than it used to be. They sent you an email, you don't really have a choice, you can either leave or stay, right? So we're not talking about pricing right now, but what we're talking about is this idea that once a year, I would love you to do a big launch, a big marketing push, a big promotion. And oftentimes when it is sort of that year marker of the new year or its anniversary or your birthday, what you can use there is a really simple buy a year in full, get 3 or 6 months free. And I know that sounds crazy, but this is a huge marketing tactic that a lot of memberships use. Apps use it all the time when you want to buy an app. So many different computer programs and platforms use this type of model. What you want to do is price appropriately. So if you are going to say buy a year in full, get 3 months free, you want to make sure that you're gauging how much you're actually charging for that year in full so that you're not just out all of that extra money, right? The pro to doing this is also sort of locking somebody in for an extended amount of time. Now, whether or not they drop off, they choose to not use your program, your product, your membership, that ultimately, as the business owner, is not what we're talking about right now. It's not that it doesn't matter, it absolutely does, and we want to get your retention up. We want happy customers. But when you gauge the pricing appropriately, you ultimately could have actually made more money if they paid for the year in full and got 3 months free. Like, let's just say it's $100 a month, so that would be $1,200 for the year, but you gave them $300 off, which is a total of $900. So now imagine you got $900 up front because you gave them 3 months free, which is a great value, but around month 4, they drop off and they're not really there. You actually just gained an extra $500 that you wouldn't have made if they went through your traditional monthly fees of $100 a month and they dropped off at month 4. I hope that makes sense. So if they dropped off at month 4 before buying the year in full, you would have brought in $400. But because they paid for the year in full and you gave them that discount and it ended up being $900, you actually ended up benefiting an extra $500. There's an idea here of course, the revenue. We want to make sure that we're doing things like that, but also locking a client in to make a long-term commitment is most likely going to help them take it a little bit more seriously. You've heard the saying, people who pay attention. So when you do something like that, most of the time, people want to squeeze the juice. They want to get the most out of it. I spent the money, let me get the most out of it. I'm going to go to every single class that they offer every single week. I'm going to use every single piece of equipment in the facility. I'm going to use that sauna. I'm going to go into that hot tub, right? We want to get the most out of it. The other thing that happens is you've extended the lifetime customer value and your opportunity to provide value, build a relationship, help that person through transformation, get results. There's so many things that you can do. So once a year, you want to do a really big marketing push, and it can be something as simple as, here we are, it's the new year, buy a year in full, get 3 months free, 4 months free, 6 months free. That's the easiest thing to do. Now, one time per quarter, I also want to make sure that you're doing another big marketing push. And when you have a membership, you can do really simple things like you could do a fun challenge, and at the end of the challenge, it could be a 5-day, 10-day, it could even be a 30-day challenge. At the end of the challenge, you can sell people into the membership. So now it's this spring, let's gonna spring back to basics, spring into fitness, spring into health, right? And you host this big challenge. It's gonna be a 10-day challenge. You invite thousands of people on your Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and carrier pigeons and smoke signals and email. And you invite all these people to this free experience. You build your email list. You put them through this free, amazing challenge. Maybe you even have winners. And at the end of it, you enroll people into your membership. That's a big marketing tactic. That's a big promotional push for that quarter. Now, let's say we're into the summer and you want to do a different promotional marketing package. So maybe in the summer, you do like a buy one, get one, or bring a friend free. So now if you join the membership, you can actually bring a friend for free. Or if you buy the membership, you're going to get membership either for half off for someone else or fully off for someone else, a buy one, get one free. And the marketing promotion here is that we do things better with buddies. And so maybe with that, you even have like a buddy campaign. And so now if you're a trainer, you're doing all these workouts with buddies. I'm picturing people in planks, like, clapping hands and squats with their elbows linked together and wheelbarrows and whatever. So you're creating a buddy system in the marketing, in your messaging, in your content, and then you go in and you sell either a buy one, get one or a buy one, get one half off. And that even could be a challenge as well. And then now it's the fall, and in the fall you want to have a big marketing push. And so now you've done your big yearly, which was like a get 3 months or 6 months free. You've done a cool challenge where you've enrolled people. Then you did a buddy system where you did a BOGO kind of a deal. And now it's the fall, and we're gonna do a fall in love with whatever. And with that, maybe you host a webinar or a masterclass and you enroll people. Or maybe with the fall, you launch a physical product, like a t-shirt or a mug or a water bottle or resistance bands or booty bands. I'm going straight to trainers. I apologize for only using trainers right now as examples, but I just feel that this is such a huge conversation that I have with so many clients who are trainers who have memberships. So now let's say you have booty bands and you're selling those booty bands. And now when you buy those bands, you get a month free of the membership, or even vice versa. Right? When you buy a month of the membership, you now get the physical product that I just launched for free. So join the membership, you get the sweatshirt. Join the membership, you get the water bottle. Join the membership, you get this other thing. And so now what you're doing is you're adding something on, which is an added value. It's not even a perceived value, it's an added value that someone can get. What's really cool too, again with trainers, is let's say you did create your own mini bands or booty bands that have your logo on them. Now what you could do is you could package that up, and guess what you're focusing on that month in your membership? Well, now all of your workouts that month are around the booty bands. And so now it's the value, this gift of the booty bands is great because everything you're doing in the membership has to do with bands, and now I don't have to buy bands. But I have your bands, which are branded, which is now marketing for you. And so now over the course of 1 year, you've done the promotional push with 3 to 6 months free. You've done a really fun challenge where you enrolled a ton of new people. You've then done a buy one, get one, or a buy one, get one free, half off free for a friend. And now you've done a physical product where you also launched your membership. You can do things that apps do, like try it for $1, 7 days free. You automatically get charged after 10 days. You could do 1 month free. Something else that I love doing with memberships, because they're typically lower ticket, if you have a higher ticket product or program, for example, a 12-week group coaching program, or even like one-on-one coaching, or you do intensives or VIP days, you can use your lower ticket membership as a value add, as a bonus. And so a lot of our clients will come in, they'll be gut health experts or nutritionists or functional medicine doctors, and they'll have this comprehensive 4-month program where they're doing stool samples and blood kits and gut testing, and they're doing all this stuff. And on top of that, they have a really cool membership where they focus on food and they focus on nutrition and de-bloating, and they focus on nutrient-dense things over here, which is complementary to what they're doing in their higher program. So now let's say they do this 4-month intensive where they do all this testing and the stool samples and et cetera, and it's very hands-on, it's very one-on-one, and we're figuring out what's wrong with your gut. And that's a 4-month thing, and it's $3,000. But I also have this really great $27 a month membership. We have an incredible community. I do free workshops in there. We talk all about recipes and menus and things that we're not talking about in my $3,000 program. Well, guess what? When you join my $3,000 program, I actually gift you my membership, maybe for the entire 4 months you're in my program. Maybe I gift you my membership for 1 or 2 months after you graduate my program. Because what do I know to be true? When you graduate my intensive program, you're probably still going to be looking for support and accountability. And so now when I'm selling you my $3,000 program, I package on top my membership for 2 or 3 months after you graduate, but I'm selling that to you at the beginning because I know that's going to be a pain point for you at the end. So it's a value add at the beginning for you to purchase it, valued at, $120 or $2,000 or $100, whatever it's going to be, valued at X amount of dollars. But then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to give it to you at the end when you graduate my container, and I know that you're still going to want support. And I, the business owner, I want to keep you in my network. I want to keep you in my bubble. I want to continue nurturing you. I want to continue working with you, and I want you to keep getting value. And then when those 1, 2, 3 months are up of my free membership that I gifted you as a bonus in a marketing promotion, well, now I'm going to try to sell you into the membership. And at that point, I can still pull buy a year in full and get 3 months free. And then at the end of the day, you essentially got 6 months for free with me, and you only paid for 6 months, but now you've actually been in my world for a year and 4 months. So 16 months, not too shabby. So I love the idea of doing a big marketing promotion or push once a quarter. What I would say is when it works, stick with it. If you like it, stick with it. If they like it, stick with it. And every time that quarter comes around, every spring, every fall, every winter, every summer, do the exact same thing that you did the year before, but just make tiny iterations, tiny little enhancements to it, tiny little tweaks. But don't change it completely, especially because when you are running something like a membership, people get excited about it each year. They know that it's coming. They're like, oh, I love this. This is the best part. We do our spring challenge. I can't wait to invite friends this year. Or I know that we're coming up to the end of the year and New Year's is around the corner. I'm going to wait and I'm going to buy my whole year up again because I know that she's going to be offering or he's going to be offering a special deal. So that's a really great thing to do. The other thing that you can do with memberships and open enrollment, when someone's membership is going to expire, if they did do a term, an agreement, like a 6-month membership or a 12-month membership, as opposed to just continuing cancel at any time, as theirs is about to expire, you can have a campaign ready to go, an email campaign ready to go, where you start to push out and really feel into and nurture and get a survey and get testimonials and see where they're at. And then you could drop a very special offer for them knowing that it's about to expire. So maybe now you offer them an extended amount for a discounted price. So do another 6 months or do another year, here's an extended discounted price. Or maybe it's, here's the offer, same price it was last year, but now I'm also going to add on a one-on-one call or a free t-shirt, or you're going to get this other program, this other product, this other challenge that I hosted once before, this other course that I've created for being a loyal member, right? For being an OG member, I'm going to grandfather you into something. So at the end of the day, when you have something like a membership, which is totally open enrollment, I still believe it's really important that you're doing at least one big marketing push or marketing launch per quarter. Try different types of launches. And then ultimately, you still want to be launching little mini launches and letting your audience know about it every single month. Because if you're not selling it, they're not buying it. It's like you're winking at people in the dark. So you do need to be talking about it. And if you're not someone who's using affiliate marketing or you're not running ads, then you need to talk about it. And so how much you want to talk about it is ultimately up to you. I think that you can turn the dial down, give yourself a little bit of space when you're not doing a really hardcore forward-facing launch, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't still be sending emails, sending your list updates of how your clients are currently doing, letting them know about cool workshops that are going on, letting them know about things you're working on behind the scenes, maybe getting on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or wherever, letting people know that they can join, having that link up in your bio, having the highlight stories in your Instagram feed that people can always go to, having a place on your website people can always find out about your membership and purchase. It should always be available, and you should be pushing traffic towards your membership if you want it to grow. And then in addition to that, with open enrollment, the way that you create the deadline, you create the urgency is by creating a launch vehicle or a mechanism like a challenge, a masterclass, a BOGO deal, a physical product, an add-on, a bonus, a discount. That's how you create it. So I hope this episode was helpful. If you loved it, take a screenshot, share it out on social media, tag me at I am Jessica DeRose. If you have questions, slide into my DMs. Let me know you were listening to this episode. Let me know what further questions you have, especially if they're ones that I could turn into another episode to help more people. If you didn't grab the download yet on the 3 different types of enrollment, go ahead into the into the show notes, grab that download. And as always, friends, cheers to your evolution. I cannot wait to see what you launch and how you launch it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you loved this episode, I invite you to be a part of our ripple effect and share it with a friend. And please, if you feel called, take 30 seconds to leave a 5-star review, and I'll be forever grateful. Until next time, cheers to your evolution.